Welcome, systems check. System all clear. Initiating startup protocol. Welcome trivia and crypto degenerates. Access granted. Enjoy the descent into this immersive game of knowledge.
All right, perfect. There we go. Welcome, everybody, as always. So what's going on tonight, Dan?
All I can say is hello there. I think we got a good one tonight. I did all of the questions, so I'm curious to see how Kyle does. He knows a few. He knows a few of the questions, but I'm curious to see how he does on them too. We got 2 grab bag rounds. We have 2 bonuses. We got history. We got 90s logos. Got a little of everything. So
awesome.
We'll give it another minute or so, and then we'll get started. I'm excited though. I think it's got some good ones lined up tonight. What was the other thing I was? Oh, and the history one, for some reason I added 6 questions, not realizing I did that until after. But so we're gonna get a little extra. The history.
So we're giving people some extra bang for their buck right there.
Well, yep. Get a little extra history for the day. All right.
Let's see. Let me get that going there. That.
So the Kenobi trailer dropped today for Disney Plus. Kyle and I are very excited as Star Wars fans. I think that's coming out in May. So just a couple short months, finally getting it. That will be cool.
It looks so awesome. I can't wait.
I know. All right, I'll start off round 1. This is the grab bag round, 1 of 2. Question number 1. What year did Gerald Ford become president? 1977, 74, 72, or 68? So this one's interesting because you'd think, okay, it's got to be on an even year, but well, you gotta remember sometimes presidents. You got to remember in the linear order when he becomes president, because you got to think, you know, hey, presidents die unexpectedly. Presidents get, booted out of office. All that kind of happened in about 20-year period there. A couple of those things. So you got to remember.
Yeah, that is interesting. Like, yeah, there was a lot that happened in, like a 20-year period right there.
Mm-hmm. So looks like, Jerry says, or resign. Yes, I guess. Yeah, that's one way to put it. You're right. So it is 1974. Looks like most people got that. I'm going in to question number 2. The biggest distinction between a eukaryotic cell or prokaryotic cell, this is bad. It's been a while since 7th grade biology, is the presence or absence of certain organelles. I don't know. The presence or absence of nucleus, the overall size, or the mode of reproduction. This is literally like a 7th grade biology, and I did not know this one. Do you know?
I'm going to go with 2. Just a gut feeling.
So it is 2. It's the presence or absence of a nucleus.
Just kind of sounded like the right answer, because otherwise I would not have known.
So you got the eukaryotic or the prokaryotic. It's been a while since I've even seen those words before. Let alone that literally brought me back to, I think it was like 7th grade biology.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was over 15 years ago.
I was gonna say it's a long time ago at this point.
All right. Question number 3. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the heir to what country? Italy, Germany, France, or Austria-Hungary? So, for those who remember, he's the dude who got shot that essentially catapulted the world into World War I. Got assassinated at a parade.
So a lot of people going with 4. I see a 2 in there.
Kyle, what are you going with, Kyle?
Oh, what am I going? I was thinking it was Germany.
So it is Austria-Hungary. He was the rightful heir to the Austria-Hungary Empire. I think I actually figured a lot more people would be going Germany on that. So
I got to
most
brush up
people
on my
got that.
history. It's been a while.
Well, round 2 is going to be tough for you then.
Bobby says biology is a choice to take in Canada. Well, consider yourself lucky, Bobby.
On Twitter, what was the original character limit for a tweet? 160 characters, 140, 120, or 100 even? A choice? That's weird. I wonder why that's interesting.
Man, imagine if they made like classes choices in the US.
Oh, I would never have taken past like 5th grade math.
Well, it's like, okay, so you have to fill all your, 9 periods or whatever, but you get to choose what your classes are.
Gym, English, and history, 3 times each. I would have been okay with that. I don't mind science classes. I didn't mind like biology. I found interesting.
Nope.
I wasn't particularly great at it, but I found it interesting.
Nope.
Not earth science, so I didn't really like earth science that much. So it is 140. Man, a lot of people are getting these. We're getting like 1 or 2 stragglers on each one, but a lot of people are getting these. I'm kind of impressed. All right, final question of the round. What are the first 6 digits of the number pi? And I'm not going to read them all off. I'll let you see if Kyle knows this.
I actually think I might. So let's see. It would have been. So our uncle was a math teacher. So in Uncle Russ's pre-calc, we got extra credit one time. I think you had to recite like either the entirety of pi or like the first 50 numbers. And I was one of only like 3 people that could do it, just because like if I had to memorize something, I can memorize it really, really well. I think it's 4. I think it's 3.14159.
Interesting. I believe it's number 2, but I'm trying to remember now because I'm not good with numbers for pi. Okay, you're right. Well, what do you know?
All these years later.
Yep.
Still remember it.
Yeah, the interesting thing about pi is I don't honestly even know what the purpose of it is. I really don't. And that might sound really dumb, but like Steph so kindly mentioned earlier, I never made it past 9th grade algebra, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, let's be honest. Unless you're going to be like a math teacher or like an engineer or something like that, like when are you ever going to use any type of algebra, calculus, any of that stuff?
Exactly. That's what they got computers for now.
Mm-hmm. Even before that, though, like there are select professions you're going to need to, but other than that, when are you ever going to use it?
Exactly. So we got Jackpot, Mama S, and Joey all with a point going into the first bonus of the night. Pew, pew, pew. So keep in mind, obviously, as you guys know, the bonus, only one person gets the point for. Steph says,
give him a pointer on memory. Maybe he can use it to remember our anniversary.
I can remember a lot of things. I'm just saying, I can remember movie lines very well.
As you say, I can remember just like random stuff. Like if I got a photographic memory with certain things.
Jackpot's an RN and they use it for. See, okay, that makes sense. You use it for like.
Okay, yeah.
You don't want to like give someone too much of something or too little, but I'm saying for the average person isn't going to need it. All right, name the property that is not a real railroad in Monopoly. Is it the Reading Railroad, Pennsylvania Railroad, the B&O Railroad, or Allentown?
That's Allentown.
So fun fact is the railroads in Monopoly are all real railroads in real life, or at least had been in real life when the game came out. So like the Reading Railroad is the largest railroad behind, I believe, Pennsylvania in the Northeast. And the B&O Railroad, which is Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, was the largest one that goes out to the Midwest, I believe. Allentown probably was a real railroad. It was, however, not in the Monopoly game. So
Reading is in Pennsylvania, isn't it?
Yes.
And Allentown is actually a town in Pennsylvania too. So,
So it looks like Brooke got the point on that, I believe.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So Brooke got the point. Quite a few people got that. We got some Monopoly fans here. That makes me happy.
Man, I haven't played Monopoly in a long time, but I love Monopoly.
Monopoly is like, I go hardcore parkour every time.
That was the go-to on many occasions. That was like the late night go-to.
Yeah, because you know what? The way I see it is Monopoly is that kind of person, like you find out true persons like who they are. Like, are they just a ruthless bastard?
Yep.
Or like are they just like one of those, like a doormat? They just let everyone just walk all over them.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. All right, number 1. What year was the U.S. Declaration of Independence signed? 1777, 76, 75, or 74? So, while we're waiting for everybody to answer this, so for Monopoly, like it is kind of funny that like we grew up in the, I guess really the like video game explosion and everything. Like we kind of grew up when there was, tons of new consoles and stuff like that coming out. But honestly, like for us, we would have rather just sat there and played Monopoly.
Yeah, because it's fun. I don't care what game it is, but honestly, Monopoly is like the most fun to just win and rub everyone else's nose in it. And not only win, you win so ungraciously that you like, yeah, exactly. Jerry says you have to be ruthless to win Monopoly. Exactly. Like I love slowly bleeding my enemies dry of money.
Well, what I always loved about Monopoly too was I actually feel like that is like one of the few board games where it's actually a skill-based game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What year did the American Revolutionary War end? 1783, 82, 76, or 75? Yeah, like I feel like, I mean, you got to get lucky occasionally in Monopoly, like, when you're rolling the dice and stuff like that. But overall, like a lot of it is just skill-based and having a strategy and stuff like that.
We should do that at the store. We should do a Monopoly tournament.
Oh, definitely.
And like bring customers in, and then like, but it's real money they have to pay for properties, and instead of properties, it's furniture.
Yeah, to beat the manager.
Beat the manager, and then we take their IRA and their 401ks, and
we hide some extra money under the game board so they can't see it.
Oh boy! So it is nope, that's not right. I don't know why that's 1776. I apologize. So Jerry and Mama S got a point on that. It's 1783. I don't know why that was why that said that. So I'm gonna write that down.
All right, number 3. What country in World War II suffered the most deaths? Soviet Union, Poland, Japan, or Germany?
See,
I'm trying to remember. I feel like we've had this question before, and I'm trying to remember.
This is actually one I made up, but it's very similar. We've done this before. We've talked about it. So,
we might have done World War I before. For which country suffered the most deaths? I'm trying to remember.
So it is the Soviet Union, and it's actually pretty wide margin. So Soviet Union suffered, between civilians and soldiers, over 23 million people were killed. 23 million in about 5.5 years. That's insane.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Also, we got some like sore losers here. I'm just saying, saying I cheat. Mama says money is math. See, I'm good when it comes to, win math, when it comes to quick money things.
All right, number 4. What was the name of the chemical that was dropped on Vietnam during the Vietnam War? Phosgene, mustard gas, hydrogen cyanide, or Agent Orange?
Curtis says he gets ganged up on in Monopoly. I feel like people that say that are the ones that just lose every time. That's just a loser.
They're the ones that just let everybody else just walk all over them.
No, I've played Monopoly with Curtis. Curtis is the worst to play Monopoly with because he refuses to trade properties. He'll be like, hey, look, I want 1 yellow, so I have all 3. I'll give you every one of my other properties, which would give you like 4 matching sets. And he'd be like, nah, give me all your money too.
So what you're saying is he's like the current state of the Lakers. Like, you should have made some trades at the deadline, but you decided to just, hey, screw it. Let's just roll with what we've got, and we'll just implode the rest of the year.
Clearly, it's working. I mean,
All right, number 5. Who was the only U.S. president to be elected 4 times? Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington, FDR, or Lincoln?
Curtis says I can even explain myself. I'm just saying. He is the worst trader with it, because then but he gets mad. He's like, he refuses to trade, and then he's like, wow, everyone's out to get me. It's like, no, we just don't want to trade with you anymore because you're impossible.
Wow, a lot more people knew this one than I thought would. I mean, I knew it was FDR, but I figured actually, honestly, I figured pretty much any one of them could have gotten some answers for it.
Well, except Lincoln. Rip.
Yeah, good point.
Washington actually was asked to go for a third term, and he refused because the dude was a boss and was just like, nah, retiring.
And I still stand by the coolest out of all of them was Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, yeah, Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody that wrestles a bear, man. All right, number 6. Which Nazi general was known as the Desert Fox? Wilhelm Cattell, Heinz Gundarin, Gerd von Runestad, or Erwin Rommel?
I love it.
Jerry says born and raised in LA and he hates the Lakers.
Man. So a lot of people knew that. So Erwin Rommel, fun fact, was actually at the end of the war he was part of the assassination plot to take Hitler out one of the few times. Hitler finds out and actually gave them the choice of do a public hanging and like public trial and stuff, but he's going to die anyway, or had the option of cyanide pill but it would spare his family. So he did. He just killed himself with a cyanide tablet so his family could be spared. And he had a public funeral and everything. He was still a hero in the eyes of Germany. But it's kind of sad because the guy was actually trying to overthrow Hitler and just didn't succeed. If he just waited like 2 more months, they would have been done for him. All right, so let's see. Let me just double check here. So Mama asked, I'm gonna have to give her a point because she would have had all 6.
Yep.
And so what I'm going to do here, because that made a mistake, because I'm going to give everyone with 5s or 6, including Steph Sample, a point, because I made a mistake in the game with the Revolutionary War one. Yep. So what I'm going to do is Mama Ass gets 2, Jerry gets a point, Jackpot has got a point, Curtis has got a point. I'm like Oprah. You get a point. You get a point. You all get a point. And then Stephanie Sample. Okay, there we go. So that kind of fixes it a little bit. So going into round number 3, we got Jackpot with 2, Mama Ass with 2, and then we got Joey, Brooke, Jerry, Curtis, Dirk, and Steph Sample, all with 1.
What do we got? We got the 90s for this round.
So this is not just 90s. This is 90s logos.
I think I think 90s logos were next.
Oh, you're right. I forgot I did a 90s one and a 90s logo. I was feeling crazy.
I'm
today.
excited. I love the 90s.
I want to see how
well
time
to be alive.
All right, question number 1. Eventually. There we go. What year did the LA riots take place? 1994, 93, 92, or 91? All right, Kyle, what is it?
I was thinking 93.
Kyle's going 93.
A lot of people saying 92, so
it is 1992. LA riots took place. I was going to do one with O.J. Simpson, and I didn't because anytime we do 90s ones, we end up having, I feel like, I don't know, maybe we don't do ones about O.J. Simpson, but we talk about him a lot.
I think we've done it because we've done like, I think we did what year was the trial and also what vehicle did he drive.
Yeah, okay, so we have done it a few times, so I refrained from that this time. Wow, most people got that right. I don't know why 1993 sounded right to me as well, but all right, question number 2. What rap song was the first to be number 1 on Billboard's Top 100? The Real Slim Shady, Ice Ice Baby, California Love, or Ain't Nothing But a G Thing?
It's got to be Ice Ice Baby because that would have been 1990 or 91. That came out really early 90s. So yeah, it's got to be Ice Ice Baby
Kyle's going.
because Slim Shady didn't come out until like 99 or 2000, and then the other two were definitely after Ice Ice Baby. It's got to be two.
What was California? Were the other ones #1 hits or?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think they came out for sure after that anyway.
You're right. It is Ice Ice Baby. I'll be honest, I did not realize. I knew Ice Ice Baby was very popular. I didn't realize it was the first #1 rap song.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice was kind of like MC Hammer, like a one-hit wonder, like super popular, and then all of a sudden,
like a supernova that just like blows out as quick as it comes in.
Yep.
All right, question number 3. What singer broke her own record for the highest ever attendance at the Houston Astrodome in 1995? Selena, Madonna, Cher, or Celine Dion? I should have come up with a fourth that had just a single name. So there's a hint. It's not Celine Dion. Also, I didn't realize Celine Dion is I think she is #1. I think I think she's the highest grossing female artist of all time. Or no, excuse me. She's number 2. Madonna's #1. She's number 2. And I think it's because of she makes a ton of money on her tours.
I feel like the answer for this, though, is actually Selena.
It is.
I felt like she was kind of the dark horse of this because she's not as well known, I don't think. But I was pretty sure it was Selena because didn't we watch a movie about her in high school?
You guys did. I don't think we ever made it
in Spanish class because it had Jennifer Lopez, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No one going with Cher on that. All right. Question number 4. What was the name of Bill and Hillary Clinton's cat? Whiskers, socks, mittens, or boots? Do you know this one, Kyle?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know why this is a fact I knew.
I think it's boots.
Kyle's going boots. So you're close. It's actually socks. So they had a cat in the White House named Socks. I bet you Tess would know that.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing she would have known that. Did I tell you? So remember the skunk from Monday night when I said that it was like the smell was so thick you could taste it?
Yeah.
So the reason that the whole house smelled like skunk is because we have a cat that lives outdoors, Clementine, and apparently he got sprayed by a skunk. And oh yeah.
All right. Question number 5. When did the Google search engine first debut? 1999, 98, 97, or 96? Now, again, this is one we have done before. This is actually one we have done. And I know we're going to get in. Yeah, right away. We've already got some different people with different answers.
Yep.
I always find it interesting.
I was pretty sure we had done this one. Nobody going with 3.
That's what I'm noticing.
I honestly, I thought it was 3.
I just did the question, I don't know, just a little bit ago, and I can't remember which one it is because they're all grouped together. That's so sad. Okay, 1998. Yeah, that is weird. Everyone went 96. Nobody given 1997 some love.
That's amazing to think how fast Google grew.
Oh yeah. For sure. Okay, so Jerry has got another point to give him 2. Joey's got another point for 2, and Steph Sample another point for 2. Going in to round number 4. This is an interesting one. So this is 90s logos.
Oh, that's good.
Kyle helped a few on these. So
I gave him a couple ideas earlier for a couple of them. So this should be fun. Yeah, that's crazy to think. If you think back to when we were kids, remember when Ask Jeeves was a thing?
Yeah, and I remember using that.
That was like the Google before Google, and honestly, that was way more popular than Google when it first came out. It seemed like.
Yeah.
Or at least everybody around here was still using that for into the early 2000s, and then all of a sudden, finally, Google just exploded.
Yep.
All right. Name the beer. Rolling Rock, Red Dog, Budweiser, or Bud Light.
So from the 90s,
beer.
remember that. This is from the 90s, not current. So keep that in mind, people. Because I fooled Kyle on this one.
He did. I wasn't paying attention when he first showed it to me, and you fooled every single person on this. So there is one distinct difference because Dan and I could not tell the difference between the cans when we looked it up to double check. That's actually Bud Light. So Bud Light had a silver can. Budweiser had a white can.
It's a very hard one. So Bud Light didn't change to that iconic blue color that we know now until about 2003. Before that, it was actually the same color and same like everything as the Budweiser one had much more cursive and like much more weird font. So that's a tough one.
What would be cool with these is if like when it shows the answer right here, like if it could remove that part of it, like
that would
I
be
don't know
awesome.
if there's a way to do that or not, but that would be pretty cool. All right, so name the basketball logo. Is that the Sonics, the Pacers, the Kings, or the Cavs?
This literally looks like a 5th grade kid got a hold of like Microsoft Paint 2003 and made a fucking logo. This is the worst logo in the history of sports. It's so bad.
Ooh, I don't know. When we were looking at logos earlier, remember we had the Winnipeg Jets.
Okay, the Winnipeg Jets was bad. Kyle, this is worse.
Yeah.
This is bad. This was the Cleveland Cavaliers logo in the 1990s.
I think we got every answer got something. So we did a good job. I think I did help Dan with this round, or at least on part of these, coming up with some of the answers and stuff like that.
Obscured, like,
and this was the one we were trying to look for small market teams, or just kind of more obscure teams that would make it a little complicated. Yeah, we got a lot of people.
That is literally looks like a 5th grade basketball jersey that's printed on like a t-shirt. It's just, it's so bad.
All right, name the team, or I guess where they're from. Are they from Vancouver, Oakland, Montana, or Memphis? So first, you need to know if that is a college or professional team, and then once you know that, where are they from?
I just want to say this is a much better logo than the one we have now. Oh, we got some NBA fans fooled on this.
This was a logo right here that I told Dan to use because a lot of people may not realize this. Before they were the Memphis Grizzlies, they were the Vancouver Grizzlies in the 90s and very early 2000s.
2003, I think they switched over.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, this is such a better logo than the current Memphis
Grizzlies absolutely.
This is
I still remember playing NBA Jam on Sega, and you could be the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Not that anyone wanted to be, but that's a cool logo.
That is a cool logo.
I'm just saying, that's a cool logo. The 90s theme is throwing some peeps off.
All right. Name the television program. Is that Saturday Night Live, MTV, Howard Stern, or Comedy Central?
Not even sure how we I think we just found it. The weird thing with 90s...
We were looking at a bunch of logo pictures, and we both just stopped on that one at the same time.
Yeah, the thing with the 90s is some logos are almost the exact same, like they haven't changed. And some are just so bad. Like, I feel like the 80s and 70s had way better logos. In the 90s, like, they just literally took any color and threw it at a dartboard and were like, yeah, we're adding that to the palette. Like, for a lot of these companies, it was bad.
I feel like the 80s were a lot of neon, and then the 90s, it was like a lot of bright colors, but they toned down the neon, but they threw a lot more colors into the mix. And they were just like, fuck it. That'll work.
Every color on the spectrum was thrown in. So everyone, we got one answer for all of these. I love that.
All right. Last one. Is that Zonko's, Toys R Us, Safaris, or KB Toys?
This makes me sad. So this is something we actually talked about. So this is Toys R Us. It's Jeffrey the Giraffe.
Yeah.
And also, I'm just going to say, that when you spell Jeffrey with a G, that because all the Jeffreys I grew up with always spelled it with a J. Is that just something around here? Because I feel like everywhere else, Jeffrey's with a G.
As you say, I feel like a lot of other times it's with a G. Yeah.
I think Jeffrey with a G is more like British or just fancier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Because when growing up, I didn't realize that like why Will Smith called Jeffrey the butler G. I just thought it was because like that's just like, hey, G. Like I never understood that he's saying that because that was how his. Yeah, see, Jackpot says I think G is British. Okay, makes sense.
Says this logo has a lot of nostalgia. Oh, absolutely. Toys R Us
Right,
slapped.
Look at that. The top answers only had 3 points on that.
Think about that. Kids today, the biggest toy section they know is Target. Like Target has the biggest toy section out of any place, at least locally to us. And like when we were kids, we could just go into Toys R Us and it was literally an entire like Walmart sized store of nothing but toys.
Yeah.
Or they go online and order it from Amazon.
That ruins the fun.
Yep.
All right, so we got Dirk has 2 points now. Carrie and Evelyn get on the board. So we have Jackpot, Mama S, Joey, Jerry, Dirk, and Stephanie Sample, all with 2. And then we got Evelyn, Carrie, Curtis, and Brooke with 1. Going into the final round, and then we also have a bonus. Another bonus.
Bobby says Target didn't even last 2 years in Canada. Seriously?
But you guys kept Walmart?
I love Target. I absolutely hate Walmart, and I love Target.
Target's the go.
Okay, so Dan and I made a unique discovery the one day when we were talking about reasons that we hate Walmart for obvious reasons. I mean, at Target, you get way wider aisles, and it's just cleaner in general and everything. But I'll follow up on it here in just a second. We made a unique discovery. The book Fahrenheit 451 was written by who? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Stephen King, Ray Bradbury, or R.L. Stine. So the biggest difference that we noticed with Target and Walmart is Target's quiet.
Yes.
And I think it's because the carts, they're all plastic. They're not those shitty metal ones that rust out and then the wheels on them go bad. And then those things like they skip as you push them through Walmart or they squeak really bad.
Mm-hmm. The wheels are all
like
busted
for people because it's super loud, but you can't do anything about it.
Yep.
And then you ever done it in Walmart where you like try to like either lift up a little bit on the cart or you try to like push down on it trying to get it to stop squeaking?
Yep.
Absolutely. And you get all those dirty looks from people. Yeah, you go to Target, you don't have that problem. Or here's the thing, Aldi for groceries gets a lot of hate, but you know what? The carts are always in good shape because they're covered and you have to put them back if you want your quarterback.
True.
All right, number 2, in Back to the Future Part 2, Marty and Dr. Brown go to which future date? October 21st, 2015, July 20th, 2017, January 25th, 2022, or August 28th, 2016.
You know what's sad is in Back to the Future, we are already ahead of what any of those dates are for the future. Future.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of people remember this.
I
think a lot of people seem to remember that 2015
it's 2015 because the Back to the Future came out in 85, and then he had to go in the first one he went back 30 years, and in the other one he went ahead 30 years.
Yeah. Jerry says Target's always had a weird smell, like a plastic smell. I actually kind of like it. It like mixes with like a popcorn smell. I don't know how to describe it.
Mm-hmm. Which of the following songs did Elton John perform following Princess Diana's passing? Your Song, Island Girl, I Guess That's Why They Call It the Blues, or Candle in the Wind? No, hands down, the best smelling store out of all of them is Best Buy.
Oh my God.
It's got that vinyl smell like the old Disney VHS tapes.
Best Buy should bottle that up, and you would clear the streets from people with like drug problems because they'd just be on this. They'd be on the streets huffing Best Buy. At least I would be. I'd be on the corner doing favors to get more of that Best Buy in me.
Either that, or like a fresh can of tennis balls.
Yeah,
that was always the best smell too. Like that in high school and in college when we would like crack open a brand new thing of tennis balls. That smell.
This sounds funny. Steph says sporting goods. I do love the smell of Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't want to just say
It's like that rubberized, like sweat smell almost.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but yeah.
The smell of Lycra.
All right, number 4. How many spaces are there on a standard Monopoly board? 55, 40, 36, or 28?
Come on, Kyle, Mr. Monopoly. You should know this.
Curtis says new shoe smell. I would agree. I do love the smell of new shoes.
I guess I've never really thought about that very much.
I think it depends on the brand too. I think it depends on the brand. So a lot of people going either with 2 or 3.
So it is.
I was thinking 2, but
it is. So it is 2. It is 10, obviously, each side. Because usually, like when as you say, because remember, like if you roll the dice, you get the people. So you get 2 different people in Monopoly. You get the people that go 1 slam, 2 slam, 3 slam, or you get the people that just go whoop right across to where they got to go because you just know where the spaces are in between.
In chess, the queen has the combined movement of which 2 pieces? The rook and the king, knight and bishop, knight and king, or bishop and rook?
I don't know this one. This was one of the few. This was one of I think 2 game questions, and I don't know this one.
You can eliminate anything with king in it because the king can only move. At least if I'm interpreting it right, the king can only move 1 spot, whereas the queen can move pretty much anywhere on the board. So then you just have to know what a rook is, what a bishop is, and what a knight is.
So I believe it's number 4.
I was gonna say it should be 4. Is this sad that I based my chess knowledge off from Harry Potter?
Harry Potter, I knew you would. I knew you would say that.
Well, because you got to know a knight is the horse, and the horse is the one that can only go. It can only move in like an L shape, basically.
Man,
and at the end of the first book, Ron says he's going to be a knight, and he hops on the horse. So there you go. There you have it.
Oh, that came in handy for you. All right, so Joey's got 3 now. Dirk's got 3, and Jackpot's got 3. So they have the lead now. Joey, Dirk, and Jackpot all going into the final round. So I will say, heed my warning.
There we go.
Don't just type in a number 1, 2, 3, or 4. It will do you no good. This is a type in answer. Both answers are just zeros because it means nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the first one to correctly get it it's one of 2 answers it can be. What color is the least expensive property to buy on a Monopoly board?
Brown.
See, I knew some people just typed in something. I said they don't listen to me. Nobody listens to me. So Bobby is the first one to get it. Steph says green. Oh, stop. Green is the
clearly not a Monopoly connoisseur.
Nope. Got my nose in the air now. All right, so that gets Bobby a point. So that leaves us still with a 3-way tie between. That was a high-scoring game. I mean, we had extra rounds and stuff with bonuses and stuff, but so we have a 3-way tie with Joey, Jackpot, and Dirk, all with 3 points apiece. In second place, we have Steph Sample and Mama S. In third place, and Jerry, excuse me. And then in third place, we have Curtis, Bobby, Carrie, Evelyn, and Brooke with 1 point apiece. So congratulations to the 3 winners. I would have to agree with Jerry that green's my favorite properties to get personally, or orange. Green or orange.
I always like the orange and the yellow because they're right on both sides of the free parking.
No, red's on the other side with orange. Yellow's with green.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right.
All right, guys. Have a good night. We will see you guys on Monday. Thanks for playing.
Have a great night, guys.